Blessed ones of the nations of the world. This is your brother Dan Moses, or say Yaosakodi of TRC, Ghana, coming to you with the continuation of our exposés, Testimony, New World Disorder. But before we begin, we want to welcome each other by saying Akwaba, Akwaba, Allen, Sahalen, Shagitam, welcome, Iganjoni, Bingvindo, you are welcome, Kuso, Diwo, Tusan Yusenyo, Okukulaba, Mauya, Mingalaba, Boyeyi, Malamu, Karibu, Ekabo, No, O, San de Zua, Enkwang de Hena, Mitas, Duburo, Pezaluvat, Bine Ay, Vinit, Barigalust, Vita Iche, Ayubon, Dobridoya, Velkommen, Istan, Hozut, Walang, Anuman, Bienvenue, bienvenido, namaste, swagetam, kus, hamadid, varuk, haba, marhaba, Huangyong haminida, Huangying, nyejeko, anyamime, nyejeko, we zolo, novio, mia wezo, akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. Testimony New World Disorder, as we know, is the program through which you get to know what is happening to Ghana, America, humanity, and the nations of the world in these times of global deception, delusion, and willful lies that are made up by some of the very people that we trust to be there for humanity and the nations of the world. Yet, for almost 2 decades now, in worship of the extremely dangerous U.S. undercover agent Danielle JEZEBEL Babylon Caesar, my former spouse, in worship of her, have dealt with humanity by willful lie, deception, and delusion, and they have brought America, Ghana, and the nations of the world into this global helplessness, destroying the democracy of Ghana and America. However, their ulterior agenda that they are pursuing is an agenda to seek to take over your soul, the souls of the entire human race, with Ghana and America being the centers of the global evil pursuit. The administration of the government of Nana Ado Mahamudu Bawumia and the Joe Biden Kamala Harris administration, together with traitors within the office of the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, they are pursuing this secret agenda to seek to take over the souls of the human race. It is time for you to make up your mind as to whether you allow the worshippers of the extremely dangerous US undercover agent to take over your soul and lead you to damnation in hellfire, or you let the maker of your soul, the owner of your life, take over your soul and lead you to glory in eternity in the kingdom of heaven after life here on earth. Christ Jesus is my Lord and the owner of my soul, and I want to commend him to you. Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. Humanity and the nations of the world. This is expose part 23. Taking over our franchise and our nation. Expose part 23. Being recorded on the 30th of October 2024. October 30th, 2024. Let's remember the date. There is a reason why we are coming out with this expose on this date. Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. Humanity and the nations of the world. The worshippers of the extremely dangerous US undercover agent Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, traitors within the office of the Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the traitors in Ghana. We know in seeking to cover up their shame of their crimes against Ghana, America, and humanity, and in worship of the extremely dangerous US undercover agent, willfully made up fictitious child support document, so-called. They established it criminally to cover up their shame, and we refuse to subject to their crime, their disrespect for the court, and everything that is called law. We will not pay a penny. We have declared to them. Therefore, before Ban Ki-moon left office in January of 2017 with Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and the traitors in Ghana, they generated a fraud of $15,552 as a debt that I pay in covering up their shame of their worship and their crime against Ghana and humanity, their worship of the extremely dangerous US. America and the nation, I refuse to subject to their fraud. And as we know, on the 18th of July 2023, using Ban Ki-moon's crime counterpart, racist counterpart of the South Korean company, Avenue Exxon, on my birthday, they have generated fictitious, fraudulent documents, used ghost names as the names of my children, Elizabeth Sarkodie and Grace Ohima Sarkodie. They used ghost names to enforce the robbing of my income on the 18th of July 2023, my birthday, and I refused. So what they would do is to, within 4 months, murder my brother Samuel Sarkodie, because anytime they want to get me robbed to cover up their shame, and I refused, the resources, they quickly murder to put me in fear. The murder of my brother is the one which they delayed for almost 2 months to perpetrate that crime. There have been instances where within that same week of they seeking to rob me of my income, they murder. So Ghana, on my birthday, they sought to worship the extremely dangerous US undercover agent at the expense of my life, and they cut short the life of my brother Samuel Sarkodie. I told us that this expose is coming to us on the 30th of October 2024, October 2024. This is the birthday of Daniel Jezebel Babylon Caesar, my former spouse. And in the spirit of Jehu, in the spirit of Elijah, the Lord God of Elijah, is also bringing us on the birthday of Daniel Jezebel Babylon Caesar to cast down Jezebel from her towers of witchcraft on the behalf of Ghana, America, and the nations of the world. So, Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. This is the birthday of Jezebel, whom the traitors against Ghana, America, and the nations of the world worship. And we are here in the spirit of Jehu to do the counsel of the Lord. America, let's know the Jezebel whom her worshippers worship and are seeking to bring the knee of the entire human race to worship her. There is a man in New Jersey called Emmanuel Bafo, a so-called brother of my father, Mr. Bafo Sarkodie. Ghana, thus Emmanuel Bafo is the crime counterpart of Daniel Jezebel Babylon Caesar. His family in New Jersey had known the extremely dangerous US undercover agent way before they set me up into marriage with the extremely dangerous US undercover agent. Mr. Emmanuel Bafo is a man that stole my father's gratuity, worth several millions of dollars in today's equivalent, and fled Ghana to Germany and then finally to America. America and the nations of the world. I hold in my hands a hardcore evidence of the documents proving that Mr. Emmanuel Bafo, the crime covering counterpart of Daniel Jezebel Babylon Caesar, stole my father's gratuity when my father died when I was young and fled to America. And when he got to know that in 2005 I am in America, seeking to destroy him because he knew that I could take legal action against him, he was living in fear and sought to destroy me, colluded with the worshippers of the extremely dangerous US set me up in the marriage to get me destroyed. America, this document we saw is over 3 decades old. However, the just God of the heavens and the earth wants the world to know that the extremely dangerous US undercover agent and her worshippers are not getting away with their heinous crimes against Ghana, America, and the nations of the world. This is the birthday of the extremely dangerous US undercover agent, and in the name of the Spirit, the name of the Most High God, and the spirit of Jehu, we come against Jezebel. America and the nations of the world. All through our marriage, a set up marriage, there was no single medical appointment of the regarding the extremely dangerous US undercover agent or any of our children, Elizabeth or Grace, that I never attended, and we together have all been to that appointment. Her prenatal appointment and postnatal appointment, all I honored them all as a man of the house. I hold in my hands a sure record of evidence dated the 7th of July 2007. July 7, 2007. In other words, 777. America and the nations of the world. This is the record of evidence. For 7 months, when the extremely dangerous US undercover agent had been taking secret anti-pregnancy shots to prevent getting pregnant for me, and when her cover got blown, she quickly took herself off the anti-pregnancy shots and got pregnant for me. Her worshippers, traitors within the office of the Secretary General, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the traitors in Ghana, they hold the code of the extremely dangerous undercover US undercover agent to be 777, the number of God, in mocking the Most High God. They have generated a code for the extremely dangerous US, being that she was born on October 1977. They generated her secret code, one of her secret code, her main secret code, being 777, in mocking of the God of the Jew, the God of the Bible. 777 is not the number of man. It is not the number of a woman. It is the number of the Most High God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the creator of the universe, the creator of man. America, this is the record of the evidence that on July the 7th, 2007, the extremely dangerous US undercover agent willfully go get a pregnancy test, knowing that she has taken herself off the anti-pregnancy shot, and it came out positive for me, to cover up the shame of her worshippers. America and the nations of the world. Akwaba to the program, Testimony New World. She didn't want the marriage, she didn't want the children, any child with me, but to cover up her shame, she must make mockery of God, the God of the universe, and get pregnancy test on the 7th of July 2007 to cover up her shame. America and the nations of the world. So that is the pregnancy test, positive pregnancy test result for my daughter Elizabeth Sarkodie. This is a hardcore proof of my daughter Elizabeth Sarkodie from Diagnostics, Quest Diagnostics, from the medical doctor of my daughter Elizabeth Sarkodie, called Dr. Boa of Brooklyn, New York, America. Dr. Boa can attest that every medical appointment regarding my daughter Elizabeth Sarkodie, I had been to all her medical appointments with my spouse, my then spouse, the extremely dangerous U.S. undercover agent Daniel Jezebel Babylon Caesar. Dr. Erickson, her medical doctor, can attest that every prenatal appointment of Daniel Jezebel Babylon Caesar, when she was pregnant with my daughter, I honored them all. All her medical appointments, I honored them all. So this is the evidence that I keep the family medical records, and I honor all our her prenatal and postnatal appointments. This is a hardcore evidence of her pregnancy, positive pregnancy test results for my daughter Grace Ohima Sarkodie, after the birth of my daughter Elizabeth Sarkodie. The date is the 3rd of January 2009. 3rd of January 2000. This is a hardcore records of a positive pregnancy test results for my daughter Grace Ohima Sarkodie. You know, after the birth of my daughter Grace Ohima Elizabeth Sarkodie, she had to adapt to the seduction tactics and delusional tactics that she was trained in before the start marriage, and she had to get pregnant for me with my daughter Grace Ohima Sarkodie to cover up their shame. America, that is the positive test pregnancy, positive test result for her pregnancy for my daughter Grace Ohima Sarkodie. America and the nation. So why do we have to know this? We have to know this because the extremely dangerous U.S. undercover agent who plotted to get me lynched and got me kidnapped with her worshippers, upon all her heinous crimes, adapted the tactics of the abuse, terror, and torture of my innocent children, Elizabeth and Grace, and it orchestrated to get my children abducted on the 13th of June 2011. In spite of her kidnapping, torture, and terror against me, lynching, she, with impunity, committed medical terrorism upon medical terrorism, taking over the Rockville court, disregarding everything that is called law, and trampling down the courts and the laws of America, committed medical terrorism upon medical terrorism, as though there is no law in America. America and the nations of the world, except for her order of engaging in extramarital sex behind me when she has plotted to get me lynched and kidnapped. Why would she go conduct secret medical test, secret pregnancy test result behind me when I returned to America, to her surprise, on the 9th of May 2011? Why? What did he have to hide for her to have gone to carry out the pregnancy test? These are proofs that I honor every medical appointment of the family regarding her, regarding any of my children, and I hold records of that. Why would she go carry out pregnancy test secretly behind me, except for the truth that she plotted to get me murdered, lynched, kidnapped while she was engaged in extramarital sex with a man that her heart has been for all through the marriage. Her husband that she intended getting married to, and she withheld the marriage, Henry, and then she came to be set up into a marriage because of her love for money. America and the nations of the world. Akwaba to the program. Testimony, New World Disorder. America, watch this. This is a hardcore evidence of willfully made up false records by the Rockville Court, Amanda Mays, and the judge of the court. They colluded to make up this fictitious false records criminally after the medical terrorism against me, after the abduction of her children, after the falsification, criminal establishing of so-called child support, shamelessly in disregard for the court and the laws of the US. This is the hardcore record of the falsified records which they established. All the yellow, underlined, highlighted yellow are willfully made up records to aid her to give legitimacy for the abduction of my children, and then for a divorce, legitimize the divorce after 2 years of the abduction of my children. These crimes were engaged in by the courts, and by the grace of God, we hold hardcore evidence to such disregard for the court and the laws of America. America and the nations. This is our birthday present to the worshippers of the extremely dangerous US, traitors within the office of Antonio Guterres, Ban Ki-moon, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Mahamudu Bawumia, and all the traitors in Ghana. We want them to know that Ghana belongs to Ghanaians, America belongs to the American people, and not traitors within the office of the United Nations Secretary General. Therefore, as America go to their elections next week, they must go knowing that they are going to fight for the destiny of their nation. They are going to fight for the soul of their nation. They must go take back the soul and the destiny of their nation from the worshippers of the extremely dangerous US undercover agent. If you want to know who the extremely dangerous US undercover agent, go to the book of Revelation, chapter 17. Bible calls her Babylon the Great, the mother of all whores, not because her children are whores, no, but because she is the greatest whore who perverts the church of God, who destroyed the church of God, who destroyed the elect of God. That is why the Bible calls her the mother of all whores in the book of Revelation, chapter 17. America and the nations of the world. She is not God. She is not the creator of the universe, and she is not to be worshipped as her worshippers want to bring Christians, Muslims, Jews, all worshippers and non-worshippers alike in worship of her under the guise of all the evils that they are pursuing against humanity. We should refuse bowing knee to a fellow man and to worship Jezebel. We should worship only the Most High God, whether it be Christian, Muslims, or Jew. America and the nations of it. This is your brother Dan Moses, Osei Asakode, on the birthday of Jezebel Daniel Jezebel Babylon Caesar, casting down Jezebel from her towers of witchcraft sea before her worshippers, traitors within the office of the Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, UN Secretary General, casting down Jezebel before her worshippers, traitors in Ghana, and before her worshippers at the White House. Kamala Harris. This is whom we are seeking to bring Americans in worship, Ghanaians in worship, the human race in worship. Joe Biden, we would worship God, we would not worship Jezebel. America, the nations of God. Acquire to the program Testimony in World Disorder. America, go to the pools and take back the destiny of your nation from the hands of the worshippers of man, the worshippers of Jezebel. Don't let them rob you of your franchise. Go in the name of the Lord and take back your nation from the worshippers of Jezebel. God bless you. And God bless my home in Ghana.